Max's frozen adventure in the Ice Age. Max, an adventurous 9-year-old with a love for animated movies, was curled up on his couch one snowy evening. He was watching Ice Age for the 100th time, enchanted by the quirky Sid, the mighty Manny, and the fierce Diego. As the credits rolled, Max sighed, "I wish I could go on an adventure like that." Suddenly his television flickered and a bright icy blue light filled the room. Before Max could even blink, he felt a strange, cool breeze brushing his face. When he opened his eyes, he was no longer in his cozy living room. He was standing in the middle of a vast frozen tundra. Towering glaciers sparkled under the pale sun, and in the distance a familiar voice called out. "Whoa, watch out, kid!" Sid the sloth came sliding toward him, arms flailing. He stopped just in time, panting. "You're not from around here, are you?" Max's jaw dropped. "Wait, Sid, is this real?" Before Sid could answer, a loud trumpeting sound echoed. Manny the mammoth approached, Diego stalking silently at his side. "Who's the kid?" Manny asked, tilting his head. I'm Max. I was just watching your movie," Max stammered. The trio exchanged puzzled looks, but didn't question it. "Well, kid, if you're here, you might as well help," Manny said. "We've got a big problem. The ice valley is melting." Sid nodded dramatically. "Yeah, the heart crystal, which keeps the valley frozen and safe, has disappeared. Without it, the ice is breaking apart and animals are in danger." Max felt a surge of determination. "Let me help. Where do we start?" The group began their journey across the icy terrain, navigating through sparkling frost fields and frozen caves. Along the way, they met Scrat, the nut-obsessed squirrel who was desperately trying to retrieve his acorn from a frozen lake. Max and Sid helped Scrat by cracking the ice, and in return, Scrat led them to a hidden path that wound deep into the mountains. The path led to a shimmering ice palace guarded by massive, sharp-beaked icebirds. The heart crystal was visible inside, glowing faintly on a pedestal. Manny looked at Max. "We'll need a clever plan to get that crystal back." Diego crouched low, studying the birds. "They're territorial. We'll need a distraction." Sid, ever the volunteer, raised his hand. "I've got this. They love shiny things, right?" He took out a shiny piece of metal he'd found earlier and began waving it around. The birds squawked and chased after him, leaving the palace unguarded. Max and Diego crept inside, the floor crunching beneath their feet. The heart crystal gleamed brighter as they approached. But as soon as Max touched it, the palace began to rumble. Cracks formed in the walls and shards of ice fell from the ceiling. "Hurry!" Diego shouted, grabbing Max and leaping to safety just as the palace collapsed. Outside, Sid was running in circles, chased by the icebirds. "Time to go," Manny trumpeted, scooping everyone up with his trunk. The group raced back to Ice Valley. Max placed the heart crystal into its icy pedestal, and instantly a wave of cold energy spread across the land. The ice stopped melting, and the valley's beauty was restored. The animals cheered as the heart crystal glowed brightly, keeping their home safe once more. Manny patted Max with his trunk. "You're one brave kid. Thanks for saving our home." Sid grinned. "Yeah, you're like an honorary sloth now." As the glow from the heart crystal surrounded Max, he found himself back on his couch, the Ice Age movie still playing. Max smiled, knowing his adventure was more than just a dream. He glanced out the window at the snowy world outside and whispered, "I'll never forget you, Sid, Manny, Diego, or Scrat."